All to this program. My name is Deena and I am going to show you 4 healthy recipes today. The recipes that I am going to demonstrate are pomegranate panna cotta, which is a dessert, very low calorie dessert, less than 100 kilocalories, for which I will be using the fruit pomegranate. Then the other recipe is healthy roti roll, which is again a very healthy recipe, full of fiber, very good for heart patients. So then the third recipe that I am going to show is chaat, which is called as Nutri chaat. Generally chaat, we use lot of fried items, but this is a healthy chaat, so that is why we are calling it as a Nutri chaat. And the fourth recipe that I am going to demonstrate is upma. Generally upma we make it with suji, but here I am going to make it with oats to make it more healthy. So let's start with the first preparation, that is a dessert. Pomegranate panna cotta. For making pomegranate panna cotta, I am going to use Nestle Nesvita dahi, which is a low-fat dahi. One pack, that is 200 grams. So you have to take out the water from the Nesvita dahi by putting it in a muslin cloth for at least 1 hour, so that the entire water comes out and it becomes a thick ricotta cheese kind of dahi. Then, because this is a low-cal dahi, especially for the patients, I am going to use honey, which is not a pure form of sugar. Generally, for making sweets, we use lot of sugar, but here I am using honey to make it more healthy. Then I am going to use the fruit pomegranate. 50 grams of pomegranate, you have to take out the seeds, and then you need to take the juice of pomegranate, 2 cups, that is 300 ml. So here is the juice of pomegranate, 2 cups, that is 300 ml. This is gelatin. This is to set the recipe. Because it is a dessert, we are going to set the recipe in a refrigerator. So I am going to use gelatin. Gelatin 1.5 tablespoon. So first we will melt the gelatin. For melting the gelatin, we will take water in the gelatin, mix it nicely and keep it for around 5 minutes. I will be giving you printed recipe leaflets of all these recipes, which will have the nutritive values. So if you are taking 1 serve of this recipe, you get how much protein, how much carbohydrate or how much fat. If there is a special nutrient which is present in large quantity, we have highlighted that nutrient. For example, if the recipe is a good source of calcium, then we will highlight calcium and we will tell you how much calcium is present in this recipe. And also, why calcium is required by your body. What is the function of calcium? So this is the information which you get in the recipe paper. So first, we will add around 2 tablespoons of water to the gelatin and mix it nicely. 2 tablespoons of gelatin. Gelatin should not be directly heated on flame, so we will use a double boiler to melt the gelatin. The main function of gelatin is to set the recipe. This is generally used for making soufflés or for setting a dessert. So this is a different kind of recipe which is very low in calorie. Generally for making desserts we use lot of milk, we use lot of butter, we use maida, but this is a fully fruit based dessert which is very low in calorie. If you are taking 1 serving of this recipe, you just get 59 kilocalories, which is very low. Now I will add around half cup of pomegranate juice to the gelatin mixture. If you have any doubts, you can please ask in between. So half cup from the 2 cups that we have taken and put it in the gelatin mixture. Mix it nicely, and then this is the double boiler where we have heated the water. We will place this gelatin and pomegranate juice mixture and boil it till the gelatin totally melts. So this is the way we melt the gelatin. Now this recipe has to be refrigerated for at least 45 minutes to 1 hour. So now after melting the gelatin, we'll mix together. This is honey. I am adding 2 tablespoons of honey. Honey has got lot of phytonutrients which are very good for health. Mix it nicely. So this recipe is basically for the Weight Watchers who wants to reduce the weight, who do not want a high calorie diet. They can go for a dessert like this. Also, this can be taken in between meals. So in between meals, we say you should have at least 4 to 5 meals per day. So say the 3 main meals are your breakfast, your lunch and your dinner, and the 2 small snack or snack meals are mid-morning, and then we have the evening snack. So you can take it as an evening snack, or you can have it as a part of your main meal also. Say for example your calorie requirement is 2000 kilocalories, then we recommend you to take 600, 600 and 600 as your main meals, and then in between 100 as your in between meals. That is what we recommend. Now the gelatin has melted. Now we will add this gelatin to the pomegranate and honey mixture. Here I am using pomegranate. You can use other fruits as well. You take out the juice of any other fruit also, and you can use it as a panna cotta. Now I am adding Nesvita dahi to this, in which we have already removed the whey water. Do not throw away the whey water, that has got lot of nutrients. So that water can be used for making your chapatis. For kneading the wheat flour, you can use that water, or as part of gravies of your curries, you can add it in soup, which is very nutrient dense. So never throw away the whey water. This recipe is a very good source of calcium which comes from dahi. It is also a good source of protein. Mix it nicely, and then we will allow it to set it in the refrigerator for at least 45 minutes to 1 hour. If you are not able to mix it with a spoon, you can put it in a blender, and then you can churn it nicely and put it in the refrigerator. So once it is set, we will take it out of the refrigerator. If you want, you can churn it once again and again place it so that the consistency is more smooth. Or you can eat it just like that. So once it is set, you can put the pomegranate seeds on the top, decorate and garnish, and serve it immediately. So this recipe has to be served cold. So by the time this sets, I will show you the next recipe. The next recipe is oats upma. Generally, oats are not very tasty. We know that oats are very good for health, but they are not very tasty. So how to make it more tasty? That is what we are trying to do here. Upma, that is what I am making. For making oats upma, I am going to use 1.5 cups of oats. So before you use the oats, you will have to dry roast them without any oil or ghee. You have to dry roast the oats. And then I am using vegetables like beans, finely chopped onion, green chilies. Then this is carrot, which is finely chopped. Green peas, you can use the shelled ones, you can use the frozen ones. Chana dal, urad dal. Then this is ginger. This is mustard and salt and a few curry leaves. So first we will take a kadai. So we have already dry roasted the oats. Now in that kadai itself we will take oil and we will make the upma. So generally when we make upma at home, we use lot of oil to roast the rava. But here I am using only 1 tablespoon of oil. And we have only dry roasted the oats. We have not used any oil in the oats also. So we will take oil first. Just 1 tablespoon. You can use any oil, so any cooking oil that you use at home. Different people use different oils. So all oils have got its own goodness. So we recommend that you have a variety of oils. If you are able to mix the oils, that's the best way that you can do. But if you are not able to mix the oil, then you can change the oil every month. Say 1 month you are taking groundnut oil, then next month you can shift to sunflower oil, then you can shift to rice bran oil. So like that, keep on shifting the oil, because we don't like mixing the oils. Each oil has got a different flavor and aroma. So this is a better option to change the oil every month.
But for frying purpose, deep frying, some oils are more suitable. Which are those?
You can use any kind of oil.
For deep frying, because deep frying we don't recommend. Once in a month, deep frying.